10 years ago, when she started her journey by opening Divya's kitchen, the menu rolled out something like this: Tridasha Moongal soup and Vata and Kapha, the palatable food from the Ayurveda menu that kept bringing them closer, sometimes to Vrindavan, but now largely settled in New York. Welcome to the show, Divya Alter.
And I deepened my studies when I studied in India in Vrindavan at the Vrindavan Institute for Higher Education. Well, I grew up in Communist Bulgaria. So for the first 18 years of my life, I was brought up as an atheist. We were actually forbidden to go to church, and there would be people spying to see if students go to church. Seriously, I decided to start learning Bhakti yoga there, and my first service as an intern was to chop vegetables and to wash pots. And this is how my culinary training began.
What was the first Ayurveda preparation that you yourself enjoyed and later on tried to include in your menu as well? The menu which I was just going through has a lot of Sanskrit names as well. Did it come very naturally to you? Do you intend to open this probably where you started all this journey from in Vrindavan someday as well, in Mathura?
Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam shukamukadamrita drava sangyutam tibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka.
I want to understand from you, Divya, very categorically today, what is it that compelled you to bring Ayurveda food first, roll out the menu, and today, as I also see the packaged foods as well, which is something very extraordinary considering you come from a different country.
Yeah.
You settled here, and then, of course, you and your husband rolled out this beautiful kitchen. So all over to you.
Thank you so much for having me, Rohan. It's such an honor and a pleasure to speak with you today. And what brought me to Ayurveda is my own struggles with health. 15 years ago, I was very sick. I was very debilitated by an autoimmune disease. I was emaciated. I didn't have any strength. I could hardly digest anything. I had over 50 allergies, and nothing was working for me. And this is when food became my enemy.
Right.
Like every month, there would be less and less foods that I could eat, that I would feel good with them.
Right.
And this is when I met my Ayurveda teacher, Vaidya Ramakant Mishra. And he started treating me along with his main student, Dr. Marianne Teitelbaum. And it was just so amazing. I've known Ayurveda since my time living in India. But something that was so unique for Vaidya Mishra's teachings was that he really knew how to use food as medicine. Because his main priority, he would always say, let's fix your food, let's fix your lifestyle, and then see if you need medicine. Because a lot of the diseases nowadays, and I experienced this myself, over 11 million people nowadays in the whole world die from diet and lifestyle-related diseases, something that can be completely prevented.
Right.
So he was an incredible cook, and he had amazing recipes. And I was already a trained cook, a trained chef. But when I tried his food, all vegetarian, I was already a vegetarian. When I experienced how I felt by the combination of the spices, the different ingredients to support digestion, what to use, what not to use based on what I needed, I was just so blown away. And it was so healthy, but it was also extremely delicious. And from that point on, I decided to dedicate my life to helping people heal with food and how to use food as medicine. And for the following years when Vaidya Mishra was alive, I studied with him everything he was teaching, including pulse diagnostic, cooking, aromatherapy, and everything else he was teaching, because this knowledge is so precious.
Right.
And this knowledge is not meant to be kept secret. It's
Right.
meant to be spread in the world. And that's what I'm trying to do together with my husband.
Excellent. What actually intrigues me more to know about what you started 10 years back in 2016 by the name of Divya's Kitchen is is something which was also probably the compelling desire inside you once you went for a quest to the land of Krishna in Vrindavan. Now, when you come back here, I believe the menu which I was just going through has a lot of Sanskrit names as well. Did it come very naturally to you know about Sanskrit as a language, or the nomenclature was very difficult when you started making the menu? Or was it your husband every day haggling with you and fighting, let's have this A name or a B name, and then you would zero in on finally?
A little bit of everything, I would say. But I was always drawn to Sanskrit. So I love Sanskrit language. I started studying even before I went to India. And I deepened my studies when I studied in India, in Vrindavan, at the Vrindavan Institute for Higher Education. Sanskrit is such a beautiful language, and it's a universal language, is the mother of all languages. It's very difficult to translate in one English word, many words, many Sanskrit words.
Right.
But because we are an Ayurvedic restaurant, Divya's Kitchen is an Ayurvedic restaurant, and many people who come don't know anything about Ayurveda, but many people also do. We wanted to include the dosha names like Vata, Pitta, Kapha, just for fun, just to make them feel like, oh wow, I'm really.
Whose idea was it? Yours or your husband's?
I think it was both of us. But then the title of the dishes, my husband really helped narrow down the title of the dishes.
Such as?
Because he's really good at this. For example, we had our stir-fry bowl was called Asian stir-fry. And then we realized that he brought it up that some people may feel that there is some kind of discrimination if we use the word Asian. So we just call it stir-fry now.
Okay.
These are things, because he's English native.
Right.
I'm from Bulgaria. So he really helps not only with the wording of the menu, but he's our main taster. So I want to make sure that he loves every dish. Otherwise, I wouldn't put it on the menu.
You've mentioned a very sharp perspective about you being Bulgarian and your husband, of course, from different culture and different country. But when both of you met and then also went to India, came back here in the US, I mean, the US, of course, is a very cosmopolitan country where you have people from all different countries coming here. That's how the United States culture was evolved several years back when the country was founded. And it's a country of immigrants. People enjoy different regional specialities. So what was it like to bring all these cultures from Bulgaria, from India, and now the US culture? Which culture influenced you sharply over the years, in your formative years when you began this journey?
Well, I grew up in Communist Bulgaria. So for the first 18 years of my life, I was brought up as an atheist because the doctrine of communism rejects God. So we didn't have temples, and we did have churches, Orthodox, some
But
churches.
they're not encouraged people to.
No, we were actually forbidden to go to church.
Right.
And there would be people spying to see if students go to church. Seriously, there was a church right next to my school. So, but when I was 17 years old, I felt that something was missing. I was an excellent student in high school. But I felt that something was missing, and I had this very deep spiritual urge. And I started searching, and I read the Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse.
Wow.
And I was, this is when I first learned about ancient Indian philosophy. And I was so drawn to it. And then I decided, I'm not going to prom. I told my parents, this is vanity. I'm not going to prom. I don't want you to spend money on prom. And I started studying yoga with whatever books were available. I wasn't speaking English at that time.
Right.
In Bulgarian. And Rohan, I tried to practice hardcore hatha yoga, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, taking a cold shower, and then trying to do the asanas. I lasted 2 days, and I'm like, I cannot learn this without a teacher.
All this was happening right inside Vrindavan?
No, this was in Bulgaria. I was 17 years old. And then, when we search, somehow divine energy brings us, senses the right people.
Exactly.
Brings us to the path. So my friend met, I was walking on the street and I met a person who was running an underground yoga ashram in my town. And I'm like, let's go. And it was just a small one-bedroom apartment in the outskirts of my own town.
And your parents were still with you at that time?
Yes, they were. They didn't know anything about it, but they gave me the freedom. And I tell you, as soon as I stepped into this ashram, which was just a one-bedroom apartment, and it was more or less empty, it was nothing, just a big empty room with a tiny altar of tiny Jagannath deities like this of Lord Jagannath. But the incense, the aroma of cooked suji halwa, I literally had a past life memory. It was like, this is so familiar to me. And I loved the class. I loved the halwa. Oh my God. Still my favorite dish to today.
Really?
I love that. It's a little heavy, so
They have that in Divya's kitchen as well?
in the winter, yes. Okay. But so so I decided to start learning bhakti yoga there.
Right.
And my first service as an intern was to chop vegetables into washed pots. And this is how my culinary training began. And later on, a few years later, I went to India and stayed there for 5 years. And I came here in 2004, and I haven't been back to India since then. And I really want to go back.
So, Divya, you talked about the stay in Bulgaria and then, of course, your visit to India. All this while, were your parents also with you? And how many siblings were all of you together?
So I have a sister. I have a younger sister. She's wonderful. And
Then to you?
Younger, yeah. She's younger than me. And my parents, yoga was very unknown when I joined the ashram. And first they freaked out a little bit. They were concerned, for sure. But I also, they've always trusted me because they know that I have good reasoning. And somehow they let me do that. But I had to sit down with them, explain what I was doing, have them meet my yoga teachers. I had to pacify them.
They may not get scared by the fact that you were going to be all alone at the age of just 18, going to a different country and going to stay there for good 6 years.
Somehow, my mom always worries, for sure. But somehow they trust me because the main thing is to see me happy. And I was very happy. And even now, I visited them a couple, like actually last month, I was in August in Bulgaria, and they're happy to see me, but they also see that I'm living my purpose. And that's the main thing for them.
Have they reconciled with the idea that you went to India, then you came back, and then you settled in New York, not Bulgaria?
I think so, yes. Because they love my husband also.
Right. Of course, when I look at your career now as a restaurateur, you and your husbands, what are the roles and responsibilities that you guys have divided for each other, which makes this restaurant smooth, right? What is it like? How does this day start for you and for your husband?
Can we just hold from this? It's pretty loud. Okay. Welcome to New York City.
Does this keep happening every day?
Yeah. This is, if you're actually on the street, it's a lot louder.
Is this an ambulance? A police?
Yes, it is ambulance. Yeah.
Yeah. Some 911, some kind of...
Yeah, some emergency.
Yeah, okay.
Good? Okay. So when we first started our restaurant, we were really learning on the ground. We had a business partner who helped us, who was an experienced restaurateur, because we didn't know how to run a restaurant. And he helped us to get it off the ground, and we were learning. So we literally tried every job at the restaurant to make sure that as leaders, we understand what every employee is supposed to do and what they're going through as they're doing it, and making sure that we create a comfortable work environment for everyone.
So you were the one who was the initial chef inside the kitchen?
Yes, I was expediting. I was receiving the orders, calling them out. I always train the main chef, and the main chef trains the rest.
And your better half was doing what? Largely managing the revenue and...
Yes, so he does the business side of it. He does the business development, the hiring, the firing. I do the creative part of it, and the cooking itself, and the recipes, and the training, and I'm also the face.
Right.
So I talk to people a lot.
Now I also want to come to the journey which you have just recently begun, because I see a lot of balanced khichdi and then what's that?
Warning khichdi. Yes, we have 4 different types of khichdi.
And also the kind of drink which I'm consuming right now.
Yes.
So what is it called, by the way, Divya?
So I call this hydrating drink. It's a recipe from my first book. These are my 2 cookbooks. And this is a recipe I learned from Vaidya Mishra, and he used to call it the Ayurvedic Gatorade. So it's the perfect hydrating drink.
Do you want to share the secrets of this drink, or
yes,
just tell us what is it made of?
So I have a little bit here. It has all 6 tastes in it. So it has 6 tastes of food.
Oh.
So it has a little bit of a sweetener. Today I use Mishra, the rock sugar. It has water, of course. It has mint from my garden.
Mm-hmm.
It has a tiny pinch of salt and a tiny pinch of toasted cumin powder.
Mm-hmm.
And it also has,
where does it get its green?
It has lime juice. So the green is from the mint.
Okay.
And it has a little bit of lime juice as well.
So the green powder that is settling at the bottom is
This
mint.
is just the ground mint. Yeah, it's good. It's good for you.
Oh.
Good for your stomach.
I also want to understand, I mean, since you've talked about the packaged food as well, at the moment, Divya, is it largely your factory settled in New York, or where do you produce the things that I see in front of me?
Yes, we started our packaged goods during COVID, during the COVID lockdowns.
5 years ago.
Yes, so this is when I created the recipes. So we have 4 different khichdi products and 2 dals. And they're like, each product is meant to support the balance of each dosha, vata, pitta, kapha. And this one is the tridoshic one that's good for everything. And so not just the dosha, but also the season and the type of digestion.
Right.
So yeah, we started it in the basement of our the prototypes we created in the basement of our restaurant.
Okay.
And
so that still exists?
The basement is there, but only for the restaurant. That we had to move it to a facility, to a real production facility. And because I'm so honored and happy and grateful, because our products are in 50 Whole Food stores, which is the biggest health food chain, health food store in America. It's in 50 stores in the tri-state area. So we have to move to a new facility pretty soon, because they keep asking us for more stores.
Correct.
So as we expand the production and also open for international distribution, we're preparing for that expansion.
You talked about international distribution, and you talked about expansion as well. You talked about international expansion and distribution as well. So at the moment, I believe that the packets are supplied largely to the superfood stores or in the neighborhood of New York.
Yes.
When I talk about the expansion, do we intend to say that it's going to expand to the West Coast or outside the US as well? Or does it already exist at the moment?
So definitely the West Coast. They've been asking for our products for a while now. They even asked us to open another restaurant, because it's very rare to find the restaurant that follows the practices.
So is that on the anvil to open a new restaurant as well?
Maybe. We'll see. We're open to it. But, one by one, we don't like to expand fast. We like to expand from a steady ground.
Right.
Because in the process of doing business, and that's part of Ayurveda as well, we try to remain balanced and sane as well. We don't want to... We've burned out ourselves already. We don't want to do this anymore. So we practice Ayurveda in the way we do business as well.
Right, which brings me to another related question as well. When you talk about the expansion and things like that, what is the feedback, and which are the people who actually give you the feedback that Divya, or to your husband, that this is what we loved? Because I also spotted an award for you from one of the online, I think, curators which would generally decorate the restaurants. And that's one of the awards that you have been felicitated with.
Yes, open table.
Open table.
Yeah.
So what is generally the feedback criteria here? How do people come and reach out to you or your husband?
We, they can meet us in person quite often. We receive feedback through reviews online. And some people would just reach out to us and say, I just love what you do. Is there a way I can support you? But for us, this feedback is very important. We also very seriously receive all the critical feedback because it helps us to improve.
Correct.
And for us, we're here to serve people. We're not interested in fame. So if somebody is dissatisfied, we'll definitely reach out to them and see what went wrong and how we can make it up to them.
Right. Are we going to see this opening up in any time in India as well?
Oh, why not?
And do you or your husband, anytime intend to open this probably where you started all this journey from in Vrindavan someday as well, in Mathura?
It's hard to say. I don't know what the future holds for us. I know what I want. Actually the future that I see, which also contributes to more sustainable food industry, because right now the food industry is very unsustainable in terms of the waste. I mean, 1/3 of the food waste is 1/3 of all the food on the planet is wasted every single day. So I want, as a Ayurvedic chef, as a health conscious chef who also cares about the planet, I want to contribute to reducing food waste and also making, if there is, instead of being wasted, make it available to people in need who cannot afford it. So that's something that I dream of. And also I dream of having land where we can have an educational facility on the land so people can learn to connect with food from seed to table, to dish. So, and because I believe the more we're connected to the land, first of all, our health will be better.
Yeah.
But also the more we will appreciate each other, the farmers, where the food comes from. And that's how we feel more human.
Correct.
And kind.
So at the moment, Divya, which are the places that you actually bring all the condiments, the spices from? Do you have to procure them largely from India?
Yes. A lot of them come from India because it's, India is the largest exporter of spices and also the organic ingredients that we use.
And how do you find the suppliers or the distributors of Ayurveda spices?
So we have a business partner, our business partner, Tushar Adya. He helps with
finding the procurement.
Yes. Okay. He's very expert in that.
Right. We'll quickly wrap up this interview, Divya, and move into the rapid fire with you.
Okay.
And then we want you to promptly answer the questions as what the rapid fire describes. Okay. So first question, what was the first Ayurveda preparation that you yourself enjoyed and later on also included or tried to include in your menu as well?
The first one was actually this drink that I'm serving you today. And that's something that I like to serve to guests. We have a similar drink on the menu. It's not exactly the same, but yeah.
On an average, any day, how often do you run to your own restaurant to eat food?
I don't run to it. So if I'm busy and I'm not able to cook at home, I always cook breakfast. But if I'm not able to cook lunch or dinner, I would order in from the restaurant. I would be honest, the past month has been every day. Because I've been busy. So busy.
You or your husband?
What's that?
You or your husband ordered?
Both, yeah.
And what is it that you order, both of you?
I always order depending on how I feel. Lately, I've been needing a lot of grounding food, so mung dal soup or our vegetable curry with cashew sauce. And sometimes when I want to treat myself, I would order the lasagna.
Really?
I love the lasagna. It's so delicious.
Which is the thing that you really love about Divya's kitchen? Is it the decors? Is it the menu? Is it the people working in the kitchen? Or is it you and your husband both?
I see Divya's kitchen is an ecosystem. I love everything about it. But the people who come, I love the most.
First memory?
And our staff, including our staff.
First memory of Vrindavan?
First memory of Vrindavan is the sweetness in the atmosphere. It never changes.
Next time that you want to travel to India, what place would that be?
I would love to go to Vrindavan.
Where have you received most constructive and most positive feedback from people from Bulgaria, from your own homeland, from India or the US or anywhere else?
The most constructive feedback comes from India because our Indian customers at the restaurant are the most critical. So I always try to satisfy them because they expect Indian food and our food is not Indian. I apply the Ayurvedic principles of Ayurveda to any kind of cuisine to show that Ayurveda is universal. So, yes, but I still love them.
You talked to me about reading Sanskrit and then, of course, reciting certain Sanskrit shlokas as well. Can you recite a couple of Sanskrit things for us?
I'm a little shy to do that. All right. So, this is a shloka in a traditional tune. It's from Srimad Bhagavatam, from the Bhagavata Purana. And it goes like this. Nigama kalpatoror galitam phalam shukamukadamrita drava sangyutam tibata bhagavatang rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka.
Amazing. So does your husband also sing sometimes with you?
Sometimes, yes.
Both of you are no longer bathroom singers. You sing.
Oh, I sing in the bathroom. I have shlokas for bathing. I have shlokas to the earth.
Really?
Yes.
You remember all of them by rote? By heart?
Yes. They're shlokas. Sanskrit shlokas are part of my daily life.
One thing that you learned by reading Gita about Lord Krishna, which has become inseparable thought in your mind, which would that be from Gita?
Right now for me is, I've been going through a lot of personal transformations. So in the 18th chapter, Lord Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya. So give up all dharma. Dharma in the sense of something that's material, identification. And this has really opened up. It's a shloka of surrender. But to me, I've experienced surrender in a different way over the past couple of years and especially the past few months. So understanding that for me as a soul, my svadharma is to always be of service to divinity and to humanity and to give up unnecessary identifications. So, being a woman, being from Bulgaria, all these, being a chef, a cook. So it's very humbling when you're able to detach yourself from all these identifications and act on the level of the soul and also respect others on the level of the soul. Because I believe that all world conflicts start on the level of the body or the mind. It's like, you're Indian, I'm Bulgarian, in America. We can always find reasons to fight. But why don't we find reasons to respect each other and care for each other?
Any Indian celebrity that you would want to see at your restaurant someday?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Any Indian celebrity, Bollywood celebrity that you would want to see at your restaurant?
I just had one. I
Really?
just met Shekhar Kapoor.
Oh, yeah.
And he absolutely loved my khichdi. Indian celebrity. I would love to serve Amma ji. Amma. And I don't look, I'm sorry, I don't watch Bollywood movies. But I've always wanted to meet Amma. And if there is a way for me to serve her and serve her, cook for her, that will be a dream come true.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Divya. It was a privilege knowing your journey, very absorbing. And we congratulate you for being so instrumental in bringing the perspective of Ayurveda proprietary food and what has actually been a remarkable journey so far. This journey should continue to bring the spotlight on the ability to consume this food for the vegetarianism that you and your husband have spread with the quality culinary delights that this, and we want more people from across the world to come and visit you in particular and learn more from you. I also saw that there was a tiny corner where you have kept the revered idols of even Annapurna Devi, who's the
Yes.
goddess of
nourishment. Yes.
I think it's blessings like these which keep the things going for us in future. It was wonderful knowing you, and thank you so much for being here. I hope that this journey continues, and next time when I come, I'll see another Divya's kitchen in some part of the US or some part of the world as well.
Thank you, Rohan. My dream is to feed 1 billion people in this lifetime, and by interviewing me, you're making that possible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that was another episode of World This Week with me, Rohan Dua, on the New Indian. Keep following us as we bring the stories of human interest from across the globe as we find stellar people like Divya Alter.